All right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? Got to get back used to driving this car. I tell you, a week and a half makes a difference. Makes a huge difference. All right, so I may stumble through this a little bit, so just bear with me. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and I gotta have to restart Sierra chart. It was being weird. My Leeloo version. How did everybody's week go last week? I missed everything. This week has been interesting. Caught a very small play on Monday. Caught a decent play yesterday before, that big drop off. Took a loan where a lot of buyers got trapped. It looks like I'm chopping around. Just trying to make sure everything is straight. Alright. I'm gonna have to watch this later and make sure everything went right. If there's any issues, just go ahead and leave that in the chat. Let me know. Had to, try to figure out everything, my setup yesterday. And also I'm realizing I need to soundproof or treat this room. That's another task for another day. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Go ahead and look at the pre-market insight. All right, so on the calendar today, we got only crude oil inventories at 10:30. Normally on the crude oil inventory day, if I'm trading crude, I used to trade crude. So if I'm trading crude, I would wait until that event took place. And then that's when we usually see volatility. Doesn't mean we can't get movement before then, but it's just a little more, as sensible as crude can be, it's a little more less erratically, wildly volatile. All right, so tomorrow we have core CPI and initial jobless claims, and then Friday we don't have anything scheduled as of right now. All right, so that's our economic outlook. Go ahead and look at the power range report. All right, so for the NQ Future Sessions power range today, we got a high of 13,822.75 with a low of 13,803.5. We were trading in neutral when I posted this, up 0.33% with a volume of 58K and an ATR of 204.37. Gonna take a look at the chart, see what the charts look like. So the pre-market was interesting, kind of makes it almost like, not too exciting to trade this morning. You see all these wicks and it's just chopping around, and so we'll see how it opens. But I don't know. Didn't get too excited when I saw this, and I saw it right around here. And I saw these wicks. Matter of fact, I look at it from a 3-minute perspective, so let's go there. Real quick on the daily for NQ. You see what the past? I didn't miss much last week from not trading. It didn't really do a whole lot until here on the 4th. We had a nice little run, but hasn't been much volatility lately, so that's interesting. Eventually things will change and the volatility will pick back up. It's just a matter of when. As of right now, it's been a little slow out there. And then looking at today, this pre-market. So when I saw these wicks and it's just bouncing around like this, and the range is small, It just wasn't too excited about, you know, the possibilities of what can happen today. But we don't know what anything can happen. So, we just got to be prepared and be ready for whatever takes place. All right, so that's in queue. In the interest of time, trying to get back used in the flow of things, I'm just gonna run through these through the rest of the market watch. So ES is pretty much the same thing. Look at Russell and see if it's any different. Pretty much the same story with Russell. Looking a little light with trading activity, but I think a rollover is coming soon. After I was supposed to check that this morning, but got out of my routine, so things didn't go as smoothly as they normally do. Pretty much just trading sideways with YM. All right, so let's go ahead, and since we got inventory today, let's go ahead and look at the crude oil. Yep, so everything is just chopping around. Not a whole lot of price action. It's waiting for the inventories report. We are trading into some support on the daily. So I'll be looking to see how crude trades the rest of the day. At this point, we are above the power range, but kind of neutral, so we can go in either direction. And then gold. Gold has been on a nice bull run since April. Pretty much hanging around the power range all session. Also trading neutral, so nothing in the market is really moving this morning. Let's check out the currencies. Okay, with the exception of the euro currencies. Decent little bullish run. We are up far away. I got too many power range lines in here. That was supposed to be deleted last night. All right, there we go. Looks better. All right, yep, so we're way beyond the moon at this point. These white lines, kind of represents trading to the moon in a sense. So we are, far beyond that. If I was trading this, I would definitely wait for some significant pullback. If I didn't get it, then I wouldn't trade it. That's if I was trading this, just me personally. All right, so that's our futures market watch. Let me go ahead and make sure I got everything else. Go over my checklist. Actually, I didn't do my pre-market thoughts or notes in my journal. So let me go ahead and knock that out. Yeah. So it looks like my computer's running a little slow this morning. Should have restarted it last night. Gotta love Windows. Let's put everything I just said in the journal. Remind myself, the only goal is to trade the strategy to perfection. Definitely need these reminders and always see the big picture. Did the pre-market snapshot. See, I forgot to set up the music last night also. So you're not just listening to this background music on loop the whole time. Yeah, my computer's running super slow. So I'm definitely not going to be aggressive this morning. One, with my computer running as slow as it is, I don't, that's doesn't feel like a positive thing for me. I don't like the potential of what that could lead to. Also, it's just kind of slow out there this morning. So I'm gonna stick to just my one contract if I do see opportunity to take. When I went through my little test last night, everything was going smoothly. I don't know what happened between that and this morning, but all right, and we are open. Definitely not. I'm not gonna take any breakouts today. It's like we got some momentum coming. All right. Yeah, I'd stick with that thought. Some momentum coming out of the at the open. Quick little dip before the bullish pop, but right back down. So we are. The choppiness is continuing. As a matter of fact, I wish I had my iPad in here. It seems like even my charts are slow. So this is starting to feel more like a no trade morning for me. It's too many issues going on. Trying to set it up on my Mac just for comparison. Yep. Non-directional price action at the open. Lets me know there's still nothing major that's moving the market. We don't just a lot of back and forth action. Now, since the range is small, normally I would trade this heavier, since that decreases the risk. But since things are so kind of slow, it looks like a position is being, if I was a market maker, or just looking at it from a broader perspective, this could be some position building, and you don't want to be loaded up too heavily and they just move it all of a sudden in the wrong direction. Usually, when they wake things back up, they wake it up with a major move. This is NQ anyway. They wake it up with a major move in a certain direction, and if you're on the wrong side of that direction, it can get ugly quick. So if that does happen, I only want to be in a position like very light, so that I'm not risking a lot. I like for things to be moving and to be some momentum in the market, and to take advantage of that momentum. This is almost trading like pre-pandemic. Seems like it's ticking okay. Trying to go back and forth between my Mac and my PC. Normally this would be a bullish signal, but not in these market conditions. For me anyway. If you have your plans, trade your plan and stick to it. If you don't have a plan, then you need to get a plan before you start trading. So I said all that to say, if you're watching this, either don't follow what I'm saying. Don't base your trades off of what I'm saying or what I'm doing. Have your plan and stick to it. That's something I say a lot, not just for what's the word I'm looking for liabilities, but I'm saying that because that's what I honestly believe. That's how I started out, telling other people about the market, and what I've learned and sharing my experiences is to trade from, the whole thing of MV3 traders trading from within. So always follow what you see, the potential that you see, that where things will work out the best based off of how you see it. And I know I said that crazy, but y'all get the point. We're slowly chopping our way higher. Ran into this balance level right here at 889. Didn't we just hit this balance level yesterday? I forgot forgetting about this chart over here, which is the chart that y'all see. Yeah. Now I see it. I couldn't see my mouse when I was looking at OBS. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get some things set up for some data collection. Close this chart book right here, just so I have less things running in the background. Yeah, I don't need this one either. So we get back down to this balance level here. As long as my computer wants to cooperate, I would take this loan. I would take it for the potential bounce there. It's also close to our session low. Let me see. It's not gonna show me here without scrolling. Yeah. So our session low is at 803. 803 and a half. And then that's also in line with the power range. So if we trade back down there, as long as my computer isn't tripping too much, that is an area that I'm interested in. All this noise here, not too crazy about, to be honest. You can definitely get some scalping opportunities in here. This little data collection order I got here, I got, I guess, like one tick away from it and didn't fill. We also got the VWAP here, where we can see some price action along with structure. If we make it down there, don't necessarily have to make it down there. It can chop around in this range for the rest of the session. Excuse me for that yawn. Still got the kid caught up on some sleep from last week. Last week was insane. Like, it was one of the busiest weeks I've had in a long time. Everything that could happen last week probably did happen. But, it's life. So. Wasn't anything negative, just very busy. So I got some sleep to get caught up on this weekend. In the middle of all my projects that I'm working on. I'm saying all my projects like it's a lot. It's only 2, but there's a lot to do within those 2 projects. I can hear the music skipping, so it lets me know that my computer's still having processing issues. Alright, so back up. It's definitely setting up for a break higher. I personally am not interested in taking that, just based off the price action and the volatility. And they're painting the picture to get as much market participation as possible before, to support whatever move. I mean, that's the name of the game. You want to get in at the best price possible and get enough of other traders and market participants behind you to support your move, to move the price in your favor to wherever your targets are. So it's nothing ill or bad that anyone is doing. It's just everybody is here to make money, and you can get in at a good price and get people to help push the price up from wherever you got in, then you win. Or if you're trading it short, push the price down. You want other traders to push the price in your favor. So if you have the capabilities of executing trades in a way that pretty much paints the chart, then that kind of helps you. I mean, this is how the big money has always introduced retail traders to the market. If you go back and just look at it, you study the history of how retail traders were introduced into the stock market and into trading and investing in the financial markets. The goal from the big money was to draw interest to whatever asset or whatever instrument that they wanted, that they were loaded into, move the price higher. And as retail traders are coming in, they sell off their position to new buyers and take their profit. So as a retail trader, you have to be, it helps to be aware of that, so that when you see it's happening, you can kind of adjust your strategy to be able to position yourself in a better, in the best possible position to know when to get in and know when to get out. So this trade that I had right here to collect data, it would have been like the perfect play had I had like one more tick. I definitely did move this higher. Got some more buyers to come in and push this higher and see how high they can go. You can't see it here, but we also have our point of control. Let's see, what is this? Pretty much at 865. Pretty much where we found support here, where the buyers came in off the VPOC. So this is similar to the move that I caught yesterday. It just happened quicker and in a bigger range, if I'm not mistaken. And it's very similar because we're trading around the balance level. I think this is the same balance level. Let me check it. Yep, the exact same balance level. So it almost happened exactly like it happened yesterday. Had a little pop at the open, retraced where it came from, and yesterday that's why I got in pretty much at the same area and traded it to the balance level. And then yesterday it also traded a little bit higher before it just completely turned around and dumped and had a strong sell-off back into the power range, and then we just hung around the power range. So we'll see if history repeats itself, or how similar today's price is to yesterday's. Looking at the structure, we definitely have been quicker than yesterday, but they, this would have been a possible breakout where people are looking to go long there, just on the break. What is ES doing? ES is just chopping around, not doing a whole lot. I would definitely be sitting on the sidelines for ES, or trading it the same way on the dips, but it's not clean at all. Had a wide range, wide power range relative to what the rest of the price action is, or how the rest of the session played out. So now we're seeing the sell-off come. This is what I was expecting. We'll see how far it takes us back down. It could just come find some support, bounce off that support again, and just, keep the range going, keep the range alive. Or we can continue to sell off. And I forgot all about, let me get my Delta board back up here. And that didn't, okay. Yeah, my computer's being weird today, so I'm definitely not taking any trades. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even want to risk it just off of a technical issue. So I'm just gonna keep with this in the sim, just for data collection. But I'm not gonna take any live trades until I fix my technical issues and get this computer back to its, proper performance. I can go ahead and take Leeloo, put that back in sell mode, because we can get back in it tomorrow. Yeah, I keep it up. I was gonna just close that window down, but it's not gonna make that big of a difference. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna go ahead and close down Audition. So we are seeing some reaction to the VWAP. Got a nice bounce off this. Got a nice bounce off this pivot. This previous pivot right here. Also got one over here that we can look at. It's like all sessions we've been responding well to the VWAP. It was in line with the 200 SMA, but right now, that's, you know, we're far away from the 200. So let's see if the market is creating another pivot on the 3-minute. Or if it'll turn back around and trade lower. And I got this position set up to take advantage of how I see, you know, the possibilities. I'm seeing it from both sides of the market. Now, if it just completely turns around on me, and then, you know, I'll have to eat the loss down there. First target hit on that, on this data collection position. Break even triggered. So the other orders don't even matter anymore. I'm just gonna let it play out from here. Kind of like yesterday, I forgot about the target. Got to adjust the target, so that's fine. Actually, no, I want it. You know, we get some kind of reaction at this balance level, so I'll just be ahead of that. If it makes it back there. It's crazy how, you know, these balance levels were drawn a long time ago, but they're still relevant. I saw someone else, I think it was in the Discord, that they drew lines, support and resistance lines, you know, a long time ago, and they were still relevant. You understand how we talk about the algos and all that stuff, but all that stuff is built by people, and, you know, people love their habits. So eventually, if that worked before, I'm gonna keep doing it until it doesn't work anymore. It's not gonna be perfect. Again, going back to the human isn't perfect, so it'll always perfectly work out, but these lines, these support and resistance areas, they stay true for a long time. And these balance levels are basically built off support and resistance. Now, I didn't draw these I got them from someone else, but the way that I do it is I have the balance levels based off of a daily chart where we saw consolidation. So eventually I need to make a video on that, on how I do my balance levels. Everybody has their own way of doing, you know, however they, you know, whether it's the balance levels or, you know, however you draw your trend lines and your support and resistance lines and all that stuff. Everybody has their own way of doing it. That's just the way that I do it. I think the balance levels that I'm using on this chart, I think they were done slightly different, or from just a much further time back than I was willing to go back to draw my balance levels. I think these were created years ago. And it's loud in my ear. Looks like we may have a challenger for our game maker. Yeah, I can see that. It's creating this battle zone that we've been watching for the last 30 minutes. Really the entire session, but it's a little bit wasn't as bad. No, well, it's the same thing. They just opened the range up. So I usually check open interest at night, and it was maybe a point higher. Like usually when I'm looking at open interest, we see the price action before. We see it in the market before the number changes. But it seems like yesterday, from this week, that number changed before we saw any real interest into the market or into the market. So that was something that I noticed interesting last night. I think Tuesday, or for Tuesday's session, I marked it as 229, rounded off, of course. And then last night I marked it as 230. So that's something interesting that I noticed. See, now that's supposed to kill the rest of the trades. Where's that setting at? Okay. I know why I turned it off. Okay. When I was testing something else out before. But for this one, I needed to cancel those orders once the position is flat. I need to find my notepad also, because I just got the idea of something to study. And I still forgot to bring my Delta, but I got to get back in. Still out of sync from what I was doing before the break, and it was only a week. It just completely threw me off because my routine completely got changed. New atmosphere, different play, everything. So got to get back in my routine. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't even look at this yesterday. I need to get me a curved monitor and then have that curved monitor like basically the setup that I have now, and then use one of these monitors to have like that other stuff up there, like the Delta board and my quote board, so I can see. Yeah, that's something. Need to add that to my shopping list. I need more screens. Only because I don't really necessarily need more screens. It's just I forget to open up Windows sometimes. That's a couple technical things that I want to geek out on and see how I can improve my setup. Now, eventually, when I get time, I'm going to build up my trading PC. That's strictly only for trading. That's part of the dream setup. So we're not seeing a lot of selling in the Delta. Decent amount of volume in that first 30-minute period, or from a TPO perspective, the A period. Oh wow. And it looks like I'm gonna have to, which kind of sucks. So my daily chart didn't load, or it's not downloading the daily information on the Sierra chart install that I have for my Leeloo trading. And then I just read the message that it's making me update to the latest version, which I just tested it out yesterday, so I know Rhythmic works on the latest version. How much profit have you made? The market is full of manipulations. Well, of course the market is full of manipulation. I mean, that's how they, like I was explaining before, that's how they introduced retail trading into, the stock market or the financial markets. The purpose, so it was so that the major money could manipulate the less informed and take bigger profits from retail trading. That just them trading with each other, eventually, there's only so far they could take that. So and with your first question, all of that stuff is on the it's on the website. You can get it all on the website. It's in the journal. I got it all posted. So I'm doing this thing now. I'd like to be straightforward. I don't have a lot of tact and all that stuff. Where I'm not crazy about answering lazy questions anymore. I used to trade stocks, and I thought about trading Forex a couple times, but I never really just got into it. I just never vibed with Forex. I only invest in stocks, but my trading is mostly for the futures market. I've also been kind of looking into options as well, but right now it's 100% trading in the futures. What was I about to do? Okay, well, then I put it back to the M contract, and then it kind of loaded the daily information into there. So we traded back down to the 200. Just got a little bit of profit out of that data collection position that I had earlier. And this is kind of what I was expecting when I saw that pre-market. When I first looked at the charts when I woke up and I saw the wicks and all the choppiness, I didn't really expect any major moves in this morning session. It'd be nice if things could pick up today throughout the rest of the session. And then, we're trading a little bit we're trading in a bigger range tomorrow. And eventually, it will pop. It will, we will get some momentum. Eventually, we'll get some momentum, some volatility. I want to say too many words at one time. If only my crystal ball worked and I knew when that was going to come, I would be a millionaire by tomorrow. And if I do find a crystal ball that works, and believe I'm definitely sharing it with the trade engineers. Shout out to everybody that's in the Discord channel. Got a good group over there in the Discord. So if you haven't already jumped in that, I definitely highly recommend joining the Discord. The link is in the description below. It's 100% free. Now, I am creating products, and if you feel like you can use those products and you purchase those products, that does kind of give you an elevated status in the Discord. Like this ultimate charting guide that I got coming out soon. Just to put that out there. So I want to see, it looks like we're definitely going to make it back to this balance level around this 813 range. So I want to see how we get there, and if it, what kind of price action we get, what kind of reaction we get to that level. It really sucks I'm having these technical issues because price is doing what I wanted to do. It's not clean, but we definitely had opportunities to make a little bit of money. And kind of to what I mentioned earlier, go ahead and, so if you're interested in my progress with Leeloo, or I've been only trading in Leeloo for really since sometime last year. I don't even remember the last trade I took in my regular account. So all of my trading really has been in Leeloo for months now. So if you want to see the progress, that is, part of it is public information. Of course, I'm not going to make everything public information for just security purposes. But you can go to the journal. Click on this big red button. Even that came up slow. Everything is loading super slow, so I'm gonna have to restart. Anyway, and then we got this link right here that says Leeloo progress. So you got a preview of what you can see right there. Alright, so we got another bounce off the power range high. Not literally off the power range high, but close enough. Actually, I don't think, if I was trading that, I wouldn't have my order up that high. It would be a little bit lower, so I probably would have missed that also. Even though, like, the volume, here's like, just looking at the volume profile, this would have been the best place to place your order, around 826.5. If you were looking to, buy the dip like that. That's my method. So with all that being said, I appreciate all the, the responses, the comments in the chat. Everybody coming through, trading with me, and all that good stuff. Hope y'all have a good rest of the week, and I will see y'all on the next one. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your week. Trade it easy.